Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mark and I thank you so much for coming by today. Well, the Inktober challenge is once again fully underway, and right now I'm creating an illustration for day 6, which on the official prompt list of 2018 is the word drooling. To me, day 6 is the most interesting day because it's the point in the challenge where many of us are starting to feel pulled back into the routine of our daily lives, yet the challenge is at the forefront of our thoughts, creating a unique tug-of-war within ourselves. It's the point where the honeymoon is over and the novelty of the challenge is wearing as thin as a line from a .005 micron pen. Some folks are starting to feel a bit of stress trying to come up with new, fresh ideas. Other folks are falling behind and missing the daily deadlines. And other folks, well, they're considering quitting or giving up, not seeing a point to it at all. Well, like any social media challenge, there are a few points in why we take them on in the first place. Like being part of a community, something larger than ourselves, or to find a relief from our daily routine and our ordinary lives, to possibly spread a message or generate an awareness for something we feel strongly about. These challenges are long enough for us to feel a change in ourselves or our habits, and they verify that we can stick to something difficult and see it through to the end. Well, those are for general challenges all around. Inktober is more specific, and that's what I want to discuss today. So let's get into these points of why we're doing this challenge in the first place, specifically for Inktober, right after this coffee break. As I said, there are lots of points to doing most any challenge on social media, but the most important has to be that the challenge is fun or that it serves a purpose. You might remember the Tide Pod challenge when young people were daring each other online to eat laundry detergent pods. As disturbing as that was to watch, some people thought it was actually really funny. Sadly, it wasn't funny for people who got sick or had to be rushed to the emergency room because of a dumb social media challenge. Well, luckily for us, Inktober isn't very dangerous and it's pretty fun. But still, there are some folks who get to a stage in the challenge and begin to wonder, what's the point of doing this anyway? Well, that's the topic for today, and hopefully this discussion will put aside that question and help to keep those of us doing the challenge on track and keep a smile on our faces. There are several points to doing the Inktober challenge. For me, one of the most beneficial points is consistency. Becoming familiar with drawing tools, paper, and working at a certain pace. For those of us in the creative field, we're used to drawing or being creative every day, so a challenge like Inktober fits right in and we're already comfortable with the tools and such. For others, it can be as foreign as speaking a new language, and there's a real struggle in getting going. But once we do get going, that consistency becomes familiar both with the tools and in the process of drawing every day. Another is cohesiveness. Making each piece look like it belongs with all the others. One of the best things I love about Inktober is that we're creating a body of work, that when we see it all together shows how each piece relates to one another and that it was all created by the same hand. Developing a style. Being aware of cohesiveness opens the door to developing our style. Even if we have an established style already, a challenge like this helps to tighten up that style, see areas that need attention, and develop a signature way of drawing that is recognizable and familiar. Another point is inspiration. Going online and seeing the amazing artwork of other people, and posting online to allow others to see our artwork as well. I love going on Instagram and Facebook and seeing the hundreds of posts each day by fresh new artists, all with unique approaches. It's really inspiring and I feel like I'm learning something from each piece I see. The same is true for people who look at our artwork as well. Maybe it inspires them and gets them to appreciate the work of others as well. Because let's face it, most artists tend to work in a bubble, all alone, without the luxury of feedback from others. So this is a great way to step out of that bubble and jump into a conversation. Another point, motivation. Because we don't normally draw a picture a day this way, this challenge is a great way to put a fire under our creative seats and get us drawing. I'm always motivated every time I go on Facebook or Instagram and see the work of others. It gets me motivated to start drawing my own work as well. In fact, that's a big reason why I keep going with this challenge. It motivates me to just keep drawing. Another great point is that it creates a visual journal. There's no rules to this challenge, so we can do whatever works for us. We can use the opportunity to create a journal for our personal thoughts, notes on our artwork, or to create studies for a larger work that we can develop later. Another point, it's great to revive an interest in drawing. For many, drawing is a hobby that often gets put up on the shelf. Inktober gives us a great reason to pull that hobby off the shelf and revive our love and interest in drawing. And again, for those who work in the creative field, the word prompts act as a way to keep us interested and help us think outside the way we normally think. Another great point, meditation. Whenever we immerse into something so deeply that the rest of the world seems to disappear, that's a kind of meditation. I find that for me, this form of creative immersion allows me to go to a place for just an hour or so and sink into something that takes my mind away from everything else and allows me to find that comfortable zone where I can be at peace with my favorite pastime, being creative. It can also help forge out a possible career path. For those who don't work in a creative field or those who want to work in a creative field, this is a great way to create a plan and build a small body of work to use as a portfolio that can help forge out a possible path toward a career in a creative field, whether it's graphic arts, comics, fashion, or illustration. And finally, the best point of all is to be healthier and happier. Like I mentioned with meditation, when I get to sink into my artwork and forget the whole world for a little while, it makes me very, very happy, right down to my soul. It lifts my spirit, builds my confidence, and helps elevate my place in the world. Very simply, Inktober makes me happy. And it doesn't matter if I miss a day or two, or if I run out of ideas, or even if I don't complete the challenge at all. That I took the time to recognize my own creativity and gave it the attention it deserves even for a little while, well, that's enough to make me feel great, and I hope it makes you feel great too. There's a ton of research out there that proves how being creative can improve our mental and physical well-being. Well, I hope this video was helpful for you, and again, I thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and I'd love to bring you more content like this in the future. Whether you're doing the Inktober challenge or not, keep on being creative in your own way, and I wish you all the best with whatever challenges you face in life, because trust me, I know we all have our own hills to climb. Thank you again so much, and God bless.